Call 1-800-919-0909.
It was just about a week ago that we had a visit here on 3+U from Jimmy Logan at Logan and Thompson, but on this Veterans Day, he wanted to come back because they're very patriotic there at the law office, so much so, Matthew Coleman is a partner in the firm. You yourself are a Green Beret, right?
Yes, it was, till I got out of the military.
Good to have you both here.
Thank you.
What a great illustration of your mission statement.
It is. And you know, today is so special because we honor those who have served. And I'm so pleased with Matt Coleman. He brings to our office a lot of information as a result of his service. Matthew, tell us what you do.
Well, before we start with that, I've got to go back to the veterans themselves. And for 3 generations or more, my family has proudly served in the military, and it's been something that has just molded us as a group of people. My dad in Vietnam served as Green Beret, and that really pushed me into that direction after high school. And so I spent about 12 years in serving with the 20th Special Forces Group, and had the opportunity to serve in Afghanistan during 2002. You know, and those experiences, when I come back and get to meet with people, I had an old client of mine pass away here recently. He was a veteran. He had experienced PTSD and had several other underlying problems that were service connected. And he had trouble speaking with people and talking about his problems. But I think being able to share some of that same sand and have some of those same experiences allowed us to be able to bond and then represent him better as we move forward.
Right.
So I appreciate the opportunity I've had to share with veterans.
So within the practice,
Yes.
You work with civilians and veterans alike, right?
Yes,
When they knock on your door. But you were telling me that very often they're coming to you after a traumatic event. So your experience in the military just kind of gives you that empathy a little bit more.
I think it does. In the time that I spent in the military, I had a subspecialty in medicine, so I worked in a vascular lab. I've been on the buses in New York doing paramedic work in the emergency room. And those experiences, when I speak with people about the treatment they're undergoing and the conditions they've experienced, you know, it allows me to appreciate what they're dealing with and not have to do a Google search for that medical term or whatever treatment they've undergone.
Well, talk to me a little bit about this, because I know that both of you wanted to stress the fact that when someone comes in through your doors, especially if it is some kind of a personal injury situation, your main issue and concern is getting them the care that they need. Then y'all take over the legal work while they're healing. Is that right?
Absolutely correct. And that's what we tell our clients, because this is a time when they're unsettled. They have not had this kind of experience in the past. And we share with them, look, we'll take care of the investigations, the facts, the communications with the insurance companies. We will have this case prepared. But your health, the extended health care which you may need, intensive, it is most important that you focus on that, and we are happy to provide you with some additional information with reference to that, because we've seen these injuries before.
Right.
So very, very important.
I guess it's kind of fitting, isn't it, that here we are talking today and we are on this kind of personal injury conversation. So I'll stick with the theme for a minute, because here it is raining behind us. This is a car accident waiting to happen, sadly. So if something happens to someone, you both were sharing with me that you don't think there's a real hurry to notify your insurance company. The first thing you want to do is make sure that your rights and your needs are met. Is that fair to say?
There's no question. Certainly there are obligations you have under your insurance coverages and the insurance coverage of the other person or company. The other thing that's very important is that we communicate with them and say, do not destroy the evidence if there's any contest at all about your responsibility for the injury imposed on our client. The spoliation doctrine, people may not really understand the concept, but if you destroy the evidence relative to the wreck, it may not help your case. In fact, it will hurt your case.
Matt, a couple of points. You stressed with me the fact that there's always someone there to take the call, that you want a real person on the other end of the phone. Absolutely.
Whether the office is open or closed, we've got the system in place to be able to receive those calls, process them, and return those calls over the weekend as necessary to be able to get people that help. And and back to Jimmy's point, when you look at little things and you think, well, that insurance company is taking care of me, if that vehicle is gone and they're claiming low impact or some comparative negligence, it is virtually impossible to be able to get that vehicle back and to be able to take a look at how that impact may have affected it.
So I know you can't speak across the board, in every single case, but generally speaking, if someone has something happen today and they call your office, do they get in to see an attorney relatively quickly? Or do you get a call back? How do you handle that?
Well, we will respond immediately. One of the things we will do is we will tell them, gosh, it's raining today and this happened last night. Let's get somebody on the scene. And we have a full-time investigator in our office. We go to the scene immediately. We are not troubled with the fact that they haven't signed a contract or something of that nature. We want to formalize that relationship and do so, but we go into action immediately upon notice. Listen, much of the debris is washed away from the accidents which occurred last night as a result of the rain today. It's raining in places where horrible things happened on Sunday up in Bradley County.
Right.
We've already been there taking photographs, doing measurements immediately, and we want our client to be dealing with the multiple surgeries he's confronting and not dealing with that.
I have about a minute and a half left, ending on a patriotic note. You're affiliated now with is it a veterans hospital to Bradley County?
A veterans home is coming to Bradley County. The grants and everything that have been made, the designations, we're going to have one of the finest facilities in the country right there in Cleveland, Tennessee, serving the needs of veterans of Southeast Tennessee. Let me share one other thing, if I may.
Sure.
I have something here I want to give you. As you know, I wore a mask up here, was wearing it until they turned the camera on. This is a Logan Thompson mask for you. We'd like to give you a gift.
Thank you
and it's so
much.
important. We think, as you know, our previous ad program was, folks, this is still serious business. Please wash your hands, sanitize, wear a mask, do the kinds of things that you would want people to do to benefit you.
Thank you very much. Now I have an arsenal. I appreciate that. And Matt, thank you for your service to the country. You have a message for your fellow veterans before we say goodbye?
I just appreciate all their service and all they've done, and come in and see us. Come in and talk and have a cup of coffee.
Here's where you can get in touch with them. It's Logan Thompson up on the downtown area of Cleveland. Absolutely darling over there on 2nd Street Northwest. 476-2251 is their phone number. LoganThompsonLaw.com. The striped awning will welcome you into their doors. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't let back or neck pain get in your way.